Yeah, so I'm not going to take the risk of getting frozen again, so I'm not going to share my
Oh,
screen.
okay, okay.
But when the time comes, you're going to share yours
I
to
will,
be
and
on the
I'll
safe
and I'll
side.
play that video. Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
Okay. So hi, my name is Adi Sugarman Maidani, and I'm an independent associate with ASEA redox signaling molecule. And when like many years ago, when I was in my 20s, I had two discs removed, which left me with crutches. But worse than that, it left me with severe back pain that became chronic pain. And I was living with this for many years until 2 years ago when a friend introduced me to a SIA redox signaling molecule. And she told me that it's native to the body and that I should try it for my pain. Um, I tried so many other things, so I wasn't so keen on trying one more thing, but because it's native and there is no side effects, I decided I'm going to try it anyway. 6 weeks in, I got up one day and I felt really different. I couldn't put my finger on what different means. I just knew it was different. So I went to work in the garden like I do every morning. And then I looked at the time and I realized that usually I work for 20 minutes and then I like in severe pain, I have to go home and do some exercise to release the pain and whatnot. And here I am an hour later and I'm pain free. And then it dawned on me that this weird thing is called pain free. I forgot what it means to live without pain. So when it disappeared, I didn't know that that was the case because I was so used to living with it. So this is my own story. Since then, I had some other experiences with Cassia where I was bleeding like crazy after surgery. They couldn't stop the bleeding. I put the gel format of ASEA, the Redox, and within 10 minutes it stopped bleeding. And some other experiences that I had. So that's my own story. So what is redox? That's where the movie comes in.
All right, here comes the movie. No, can you see my
And we'll
screen?
have to cross our fingers to hope that it would work this time.
Share screen. This one, advanced computer. Do you see it? Ah,
Now,
do you see it now?
yes and no, there is a black screen on top of it.
Okay. Is it showing the video now?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's the key to life. It makes it possible for us to get out the door, challenge ourselves, and find joy. There are few things more important than our health. Throughout history, there have been breakthroughs in health technology that have made our lives longer, more vibrant, more joyful. Breakthroughs that have fundamentally changed how we think, learn, and live. This is where the future lies. And this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful. They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
What if one of the biggest breakthroughs in health technology was actually something small? A breakthrough technology that works at the cellular level, where health begins. This truly is a transformational technology. It's an elegant and very simple product that's having a profound impact.
When people ask me what I'm most excited about, it's the fact that we own the space of redox right now.
A health technology so unique and cutting edge that it is transforming health at a foundational level and changing lives all over the world. A technology that empowers the most basic building blocks of your body to thrive.
Hi, I'm Danielle Matthews. I live in Melbourne, Florida. So I'm a very upbeat kid, love sports. I started swimming at the age of 8. I also played softball and I did lacrosse. I ran track. I played golf, and in my free time, I went snowboarding.
My name is Leland Duck. I live in Plano, Texas. Live in Oklahoma about half the time with my ranch there, and I've been doing that for 25 years.
I'm Ashley Ulrey. I am wife to John, mother to Melody, James, and Taylor. They are absolutely the love of my life.
The story of how I got introduced to ASEA actually all starts because of a bad accident I was in. I was actually hit by a drunk driver in a car accident and sustained an injury to my brain that left me at the age of 23 really struggling.
I was out taking the dog for a walk when she called. So I walked back in the house, and my husband just had this weird look on his face. And I was like, well, what's wrong? And he said, Danielle was in an accident.
It's amazing that I walked away from that. And like, what a blessing that I did. And that day my life could end. What it's taken from my life. I love snowboarding. Oh, that was my passion. Like, that gave me my fire. That's all I did. That's all I wanted to do. And when I was told I couldn't snowboard, it was like, you know, the risk of hitting your head again, and I just felt like I lost everything.
About 2.5 years ago, I went to bed fine after working my cattle at the ranch, drove back to Dallas, went to bed, woke up the next morning, and I couldn't function, I couldn't focus, and it really brought me to my knees.
The next morning he woke up and he couldn't get up. I had to help him out of bed. He couldn't dress himself. I had to help him put a shirt on.
I couldn't stand up on my own. I hurt in every joint. It scared me. For the first time, I was really scared.
So since I was 6 months old, I started having convulsions. It hit the worst in my 30s.
She was having to use a cane, couldn't hardly walk, and at the time we lived in a 2-story house, and she couldn't get up and down the stairs. Sat there and would literally watch my wife like she was dying. Health is not just simply the absence of disease. Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? The answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand that it is and take responsibility.
ASEA Redox was introduced to me by a friend at church. She called me up and said, hey, I think you might like this. So I took it in the afternoon of day 1. The morning I woke up and my feet hit the floor. It was the first day I could stand up and say, wow. My energy level was great. The first full day, my sleep was deeper. Starting ASEA Redox was the absolute best yes.
And we searched everything. For a year, we were looking. And after a year, my neurologist actually told me, look, Danielle, with this type of injury, your body has done all the healing that it's going to do. And he said, this is just your new normal. A friend of my mom's actually introduced us to it. She said she was using it in her practice, and she was, really able to support her clients on a whole nother level. And she said, I really think this is something that could support Danielle. And I started using ASEA. In the 3rd month, my energy started coming back. I could take the dog on a walk, and I could talk to my friend on the phone, and I could have dinner with my family. It was amazing. I started to feel like myself again.
I was approached by a friend of mine with this product. The thing that attracted me to it is he told me that it was non-toxic. And I knew that everything that I had been taking for the last 14 months had major side effects. So I came home for the first time in 13 months with hope. When I saw the results that I had in the first 90 days, it to me was mind-boggling. And I've seen over now 2.5 years of being on the product, a continual change in my body, from the look of my skin to how I feel. It seems like the longer I take it, the more I take, the better I feel. And so I never plan on going back to where I was.
There really wouldn't be an ASEA without my father. Dad and I were introduced to a company in northern Utah that was developing some technologies and needed some help. One of those products is what we now know as ASEA Redox today. This product speaks for itself, its results speaks for itself, and it's something that every single person should be taking. With ASEA Redox, we take the most basic building blocks of life, salt and purified water. We mix them together and we take it through our breakthrough patented electrolysis process. After the salt and water goes through that process, it's no longer salt and water. We're creating what are called redox molecules. For me, the ASEA Redox supplement represents the newest version of technology that you can introduce to your body. It's native, it's naturally going to go in and signal your cells to do what they're supposed to do. We really look at the ASEA Redox supplement as cutting edge technology. ASEA is truly a breakthrough in that it has not been done before. The approach to health at a cellular level is truly foundational and groundbreaking. ASEA Redox has been scientifically shown to activate, to turn on genetic activity at the foundational level in the body in 5 key areas of health: immune system, inflammatory response, cardiovascular health, digestive health, and hormone balance. In these 5 areas of health, it's like we're turning on a light switch in your body. We're activating genes at the most foundational level of your body so that you can maximize health and be the best version of you to create the life that you want to live. He gave me my life back. I can't ask for more than that from this product or this company. It's done everything that they told me that it was designed to do and more.
Overall, my experience with the ASEA Redox has been freeing and life-giving. It's freedom. It's hope restoration.
ASEA has given me my life back, and it's given me hope for my future too. And I hope that people take the time to look into it and fully understand it, because I almost blew it off. And here I am now, vibrant, 30 years old, able to live the life that I want to live. And I'm just incredibly grateful for what ASEA has given me.
My real sense of the breakthrough potential of this wasn't a function of research, it wasn't a function of fact. It was a function of feelings and people, and hearing them tell me really sincerely how thankful they were for it. It's moments like those when a breakthrough has an exclamation mark behind it. You can say what you want from a positioning standpoint, but when you really start having people tell you their story, it's like punctuating the breakthrough, because now it's real, it's people, it's families.
That's it.
We gotta have the video at the end, the picture at the end. All right.
So this is what redox, it's in our body, we're all born with it, and it functions really well when we are young. We're starting to produce less redox once we hit puberty, and 10% per decade less for every decade from puberty and on. So by the time we're in our 50s, 60s, we're performing at 50% of redox in our body. And what we know as aging is really lack of redox in our body. By drinking ASEA, you're giving yourself a boost and giving the body back the ability to heal itself, like it used to do when you were young.
So
And
Abby, I assume you sell the product, right?
what?
You sell the product?
So I don't sell it per se. Yes, I am, and I'm not. I connect you with the company, and you buy directly from the company. This
Oh.
way you can buy it a wholesale instead of a retail price.
Yeah, can you put your contact information in chat? Because I have a cousin might be interested. He got hit by a drunk driver years ago. He's always in pain. He's tried everything, so I think this might help him.
Yeah, I definitely will. If
Yeah.
you take it correctly, and the best thing about it is that because it's native to the body, because everybody has it already in your body, it
Mhm.
doesn't make any difference if you're taking any medications or what condition your
Oh,
health is in. You can still take it and it will improve your health. If you are on meds, it's
Uh-huh.
important to keep in touch with the doctor because you might need to reduce your meds because now your body is functioning the way it's supposed to.
Have anybody had any allergy reaction to it? Because I'm very sensitive to that stuff. Every time I take something new, I always get sick.
So I'll tell you that no allergy reaction. If it had allergy reaction, you would have allergies 24/7. It's
Okay.
in your body right now. The fact that you can function shows you that there's no allergies to it.
Well, that's
It
good.
actually helps with allergies. So people who have allergies
Uh-huh.
get rid of their allergies is a result of inflammation in the body, in the gut.
Yeah.
And if you have enough redox in your body, you get rid of the inflammation and you get rid of the allergies at the same time.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm intrigued.
Yes.
I'm gonna try it myself. So how much is a bottle thing? A bottle, just curiosity.
So we don't sell it in a bottle. We sell it 4 bottles, minimum of 4 bottles a month,
Uh-huh.
because that's the minimum amount that you need to take in a month. A
Uh-huh.
bottle is good for 8 days.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you can buy a bottle, but it's really expensive. It's better to buy it as a box with four that covers you for the whole month.
Uh-huh.
And a
How much
box
is it?
a box costs 179 plus taxes and shipment and things like that.
Okay.
I
But
know
it's for
some
health,
pills
and
that
it's really
cost.
hard to put cost on health. So
Yeah, I know some pills that cost that much each.
My puffer alone is like $200 a month. If I can get, so it's like, okay. It's interesting. I'm really impressed. I hope this product, I mean, I'm fascinated, and I'm definitely will tell people that I know about it.
thank
can
you.
try it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Any other questions, either about the product or the way that the company or anything?
I think the video spoke it, the video captured everything. I mean,
Yeah.
like when they saw those people's stories, that's the key, right? So
Yeah, the only thing that the video didn't cover is what we do for the community. And there is a percentage of the money that goes to help the community, goes back to the community.
uh-huh.
We help third world countries in bringing water to them. And one of the big things that we're doing right now is child trafficking. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but one of the ways that the people who are in trafficking do is when there's a disaster in the world, they go and they put orphanages, they open orphanages, and then the kids who are found because of the disaster are brought there thinking that it's a legit place, and then those kids are being taken and becoming slaves. They use them as slaves. So if, for example, because we are aware of it, before when it was very obvious that there'd be a war happening in Ukraine, we went and we opened 3 legit orphanages. So when the war really broke and they brought the kids to us, we took care of them and we're still taking care of them and they're not being trapped. So it's one of the ways we fight against child trafficking. But
That's
we
fantastic.
do every year, we have like one big mission that we do for back to the community.
That's amazing. That's very inspiring. That, a company that's focused so much on your own single person internal health also has that broad perspective of helping humanity too, which that's very admirable. And for me, that video struck a lot of interesting points. And the one point that really stood out for me was the anesthesiologist who said, we don't consider our health until we don't have it anymore. I was like, whoa, because I mean, I'm starting to get to a point where I'm noticing a lot of things are not working the way they used to be working, and it's true. You kind of take it for granted until it's not there. So yeah, that was really an interesting video on a lot of different levels. So
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Are there any more questions? No, I know we're small numbers today, but thank you. Okay, I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. If anyone needs to do a movement break or stretch or anything, now's the time. There we go, share my screen. All right. So this has come up a couple of times in previous quick connects or meetings. And I just wanted to go through it again and really dig deep a little bit more about just making sure that your alignable profile is set up properly and looks good and optimized so that you appeal to more connections, to get more connections and referrals. So here we go. The first obvious question is, when you see these two, ID cards, which one stands out? Which one would make you more likely to connect with? Nancy Jones or Nancy Jones? Obviously, the one on top, there's more of an emotional connection, right? I can see what Nancy Jones looks like. She's got her face there. I see that she's a premium user, and I can see what she's actually involved in, certified public accountant. This is just that little preview card that shows up when you hover or tap on somebody's name in the platform. But let's go deeper, okay? The actual profile that you have on Alignable has so much good real estate to help you promote yourself and your business. And so many people, even premium users that have been on for years, haven't fully optimized their profile. For example, I'll use mine as an example. You can add a banner graphic to the top of your profile page, and this is prime real estate because it's kind of like the graphic everyone will see when they go to your page, and they'll see you can put a picture of your product, of your service. You can create something custom like I did. I just used Canva and created a graphic, and the actual dimensions of this, it's kind of a weird dimensions. It's 803 pixels wide by 218 pixels high. So if you're going to create something in Canva, you can use those dimensions, and then you won't have to worry about trying to get it to fit or crop or zoom out and get some funny spaces. So that's the exact size that it will render. But here you can sort of highlight what it is that you do. Put your value statement or product offer on display there, okay? Then another important thing is adding your logo, or you could upload your headshot. If your business is yourself, like me, you can put your picture, you can put your logo. It's a 100 by 100 square graphic. And that also helps to identify you, helps people to recognize you in their news feeds or in their comment threads. It's very easy. And the way to do this is just hit that edit profile button. So when you go to your business, just the business up button at the top of the page, hit that and then hit the edit profile button, and you'll get where is it? Sorry, I thought I had another graphic there. You'll get all the different fields that you can edit. Okay. Another thing that you want to make sure that you're updating if things are kind of not working the way you want is to select a business category. And that's the one that shows up right underneath your name and location. It's the primary kind of category that Alignable shows and groups you into. Again, you can edit all of these things when you click on that edit profile button. I'll actually demonstrate that in a second, okay? You can also do tags, which are sort of like secondary categories that your business fits into. And if you're a premium member, you get 2 additional tags, which is kind of nice. Excuse me. Here's the edit profile tag. I'm going to show you this live on my own page in a second because I know it's a little clunky doing it slide by slide. You know what? I'm just going to do that right now. So I'm going to switch out of that. I'm going to go here. Can you still see my screen? Can you see Alignable?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So up here, just click on My Business, and that takes you to your business profile. Okay. Everyone can see my screen, my profile. So to change this graphic, you just click on it. Click on the space there, and it comes up with an option to upload a picture. You hit change and you can browse for a picture that you've created or taken. And same thing with the profile logo. Just click on it and you can change your graphic. And this is a square. So even if you upload a rectangle, you'll crop it to fit a square. Good. Now here is the edit profile button. There's a lot here. Your business name and address. This probably won't change all that often. But here, the category tag, I'll zoom in a bit. Category tag is your primary way of identifying what your business does. And then there's tags and search tags, which are the premium users. So you get 2 featured tags, and then you can add 2 extra tags if you're a premium user. Now, that's not all, of course, but that's sort of the main thing, the first thing people are going to see. So you want to make sure that that's looking sharp. Down here, that's a premium feature too. Here we go. Who is your ideal customer? I see so many profiles that don't take the time to fill this in properly. I've seen some where they say, you know, my ideal customer is everybody. Well, no, they're not, because my 6-year-old son doesn't care about your company, does he? I mean, if you think about who the last 5 customers were for your company, that's really who your ideal customer is. But anyway, we can discuss that all you want. But you have this ability to add all kinds of stuff here. So are you a B2B or a B2C type of business, right? And I think most of the time this stuff is filled out automatically, but it's always nice to go in and tweak it every once in a while. You get, I think, 900 characters in this first ideal customer text box. And it does support emojis. So if you have your phone, or you can use a website called like an emoji website, you can copy and paste emojis in there. And that sometimes really helps to draw attention to certain parts of your profile. I'll give you a hint. Whenever you update this, all of your network contacts get a notification of it in their newsfeed. So it's a great way to stay top of mind, but also a great way to keep your profile looking fresh. So you can add as much text in here as you want. It does support links. It doesn't show like it does, but when people view this profile, it turns into a link. So if you want to add links to your website or other sites, you can do that as well. And then there's the type of customers we want to be referred to. And you can add a whole bunch of these things. You just search, right? So I want healthcare providers, right? So I'll just scroll down here and add healthcare. I don't really, so I'm going to take that off. But, this helps Alignable recommend and suggest you to other people on the platform so that you'll get more connection requests. Okay, so once you've done that, hit save. But that's not all. That's just the first panel. What businesses can you partner with? So really, this is where you get to talk about yourself a little bit more, right? Again, just clicking on the edit button up here brings up all the options. Again, this, I think it's 900. This might be more text than the previous one. I can't remember. It's at least 900 characters. And again, it supports emojis, it supports links, and then the types of business partners that you'd like to share referrals with. This is not necessarily who you want to do business with. It might be the companies or types of business that have your ideal client in them. So for example, for me, I like to connect with other networks like HR consultants, resource management, Chamber of Commerce, because I want to reach their members. And again, you just type in business improvement. Well, they don't have business improvement areas. BIAs. Now I can add this. Boom. There. So business improvement areas. I like working with them because they have much more reach into the community than I do. Am I going too fast? We're good? Okay. Those are the tags. Tell your story. This is where you get to brag about yourself. You can talk about how you started the company, why you started the company. These are really important things because they personalize your profile. If all you do is talk about, products, services, people sort of get bored with that or tired of that. But if you say, this is why I started the company, this is how I started it, this is what I think is important, that helps to bring some personality to your profile. Same thing with how we got started. That's what I'm talking about, how we got started. And then the products and services that we offer. Now, you could stop there. Is there a question? No? Okay. You could stop there. But why? There's so much more to do. These are your recommendations, and that's automatically filled out. Promotions and services. You can add promotions and services to your profile. They appear in the weekly newsletter that Alignable sends out every Sunday. They also appear in people's updates and notifications and on your profile page. So I just set this one up last night. It's a free course that you can just opt into, get 5 tips on how to generate more reviews. But the good thing about promotions, or one thing about promotions, is that they're date specific, right? So I've set this one just for like a week. And so it will show up as an active event in the newsletter, but also if you go to my community, it will show up as an event there. So there's a few different places that things like that show up. That's the networking event that we're in right now. Products and services. This is evergreen. This is on all the time. So as you add a product, you can name the product, add a graphic, a description of it, And this does support HTML. So you have your bold, italic, you can format it, you can add other images, and you can add links. So if you have a link to a product page or something on your website that you want people to go to, you can include it in this description. And once you hit create, it's there and it stays there until you delete it. So great way to draw people to your website or to a specific service or a product or even an event. You could set up an event if it's like an evergreen webinar or something that you do. And then this is a fairly new feature of Alignable, but not a lot of people are taking advantage of it, the gallery. So you can add pictures, whether it's pictures of your product, of your service, whatever. You can add pictures here and include a title and a description. And then as people are, looking at your profile, they might take a look and it shows a nice, really big picture of what it is in your gallery. It helps people to get an idea of what it is that you do. For example, actually, I'm going to pop over to, this is Seth. Seth is in Tennessee. I think we just connected recently. I'm just going to scroll down. He's got a couple of pictures in his gallery that just are kind of his profile posts, I guess, from Facebook. Actually, I want to show you Karen. Where's Karen? I'll come back to Karen. Karen's got a great gallery. It's got some selfies. She's into skincare, makeup, like organic makeup, all natural stuff like that. So she's got a lot of selfie pictures that are showing the results of using her product, right? So again, this is like prime real estate to show people what it is that you do, what you're interested in, and what you can do for them. It's really, that's what it all comes down to. When someone looks at your profile, they say, so what? What can I get out of this, right? They don't articulate that, but it is kind of one of the thought processes. Recommendations given, these are the recommendations that you have given to other people. And then also answers to comments in the groups. So if you're not active in the groups, I think that's actually one of the most valuable parts of Alignable, being engaged in the conversations there. You can learn a lot, and you can also contribute a lot if you have a strong opinion or experience about a particular thing. And there's lots of different groups. One last thing. And I see a lot of people missing this too. Down here, this panel that has your address, phone number, website, and Facebook page. A lot of people miss this altogether. It might have their address that's been scraped from Alignable when they connected their account, but they haven't put in their phone number or website or Facebook page. Or you wouldn't believe how many times I've clicked on somebody's website and it's come up wrong, like they've typed it in wrong or something. So always double check. If you're going to update your site, click the edit button, and it's down here, and you can see I've actually put in a little referral thing here. That's for my Google Analytics. But this, like, copy the URL from your website browser so that there's no mistakes, no typos or anything, okay? And add that there. And the same thing with Facebook page. Make sure you're logged into your Facebook account and copy and paste the page URL so that you don't make any typos. I've connected with so many people just so I could tell them, the link on your profile page isn't working. Maybe the website's down, or maybe they've got a spelling mistake or something, but it happens. And people will click on these links to check out your profile, to check out your business, even before they connect. So make sure there's something there for everyone to see. Last thing, I said this was the last thing, but this is the last thing. This little image avatar of me of you, right? When you first log in, it just takes your two initials, your first and last initials, and puts it in a colorful little circle. But this is what appears in every other point on Alignable, whether it's a chat discussion like this, or it's a group comment, or notifications here, anywhere else that that your name is showing up, this appears. So just like the logo, you can click edit user, change your picture, right? Like you basically just find a picture of yourself, or if you got one on your camera or something, a nice picture, well lit, smiling, looking at the camera really makes a big difference. And you just drag it in here, and then it will ask you if you want to crop it and make it a square. And again, it's actually 180 pixels, but it always reduces down to the smallest size. Update your name and hit update user. That's it. That's all it really takes. I know that's all it really takes. It's a lot, but you don't have to do all of it at once, right? The main thing is get this top part looking amazing, and that will give the good first impression. Because when you go to a profile and they don't have their picture, their logo, they don't have any graphic up here, they haven't filled in what their business is, it's hard to decide whether you're going to scroll on or not. Actually, it's not that hard. You probably won't. When you get to this point and it just says nothing, or everybody's our ideal customer, yeah, I'm not as inclined to connect with that type of person. Any questions or feedback on any of that? Did I go too fast? Nope. Okay.
No, it was very clear.
No,
So
very good. Thank you.
Quick question.
Sure.
Which tier fee do you suggest that would join a tier fee for Canada? Like you say the max of the top one, the middle one to get Canadian people?
Oh, which like tier of membership?
Yeah.
Good question. So because I'm an ambassador, I'm a premium member. But let me just check where.
Because I only want Canada, really. I don't want US.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, the network is pretty much North America. Right?
Yeah.
There aren't people coming from Europe or Asia or anything. So there are, I would say the majority of members are from the US, and that's just because there's 11 of them for every one of us.
That's right. But they're looking to change that just to add Canada, because I mean,
so
it'd be nice to have Canada only.
So yeah, there's a couple of ways that you can try and connect with Canadians only. The first way, obviously, is to go up to my community and look at the people in the direct neighborhood, right?
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
So here's York South Weston. And you can also, if I go to directory, it also shows me nearby communities down here. So this is great for reaching out to people in the West End.
Can you add me those other, like I have York, York one, but can you send me the links to the other ones so I can join the Etobicoke one?
Sure, yeah. I mean, the other way you can find these is, for example, let's look at John here.
Yeah.
Go to John's profile, and it says York South Weston.
Yeah.
You can also, I did this not so long ago, and it worked pretty well. I basically used his location to find other.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same as seeing who's in his network. It was more like, okay, where? Oh, maybe it was this.
Yeah, the thing is, because I'm having joined, they give you restrictions how much you can connect with.
Yes, that's true.
That made the link, it'll be easier just to join.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is when you do a search,
Yeah.
you can search Toronto, and it kind of comes up with like, okay, what's the most likely location with Toronto in the name? But you can also search like Toronto groups or Toronto services, and that would help you find people in Toronto that are active. So here's the thing. Unlike LinkedIn,
Yeah.
when you do a connection request in Alignable,
Yeah.
it could sit there pending for months and months, right?
Yeah.
And you can't get that credit back.
Right.
So you need to be strategic with who you're actually trying to connect with. And I look for people that are active in the groups.
Okay.
'Cause if they're posting comments, then I know that they're actually engaged on the platform.
Right.
I also look for people that are active in the community,
Okay.
whether they're doing posting their own events or promotions and stuff like that. And also in the network, I look at who other people are connected with.
Okay.
So for example, this I got here from looking at John. This is John's network.
Yeah.
And I can see, I look for the premium members, because if they're premium, I know that they're
Yeah.
invested, right?
Yeah.
Daryl Dioso, he actually is a client of mine, and he's been on Alignable for like 12 years, and he knows everybody. It's crazy. So let me just go back to John's here. And you can see that I've actually connected with a lot of these people. So you have
Can I
to
do like can I do premium members in Toronto as a search? That will work?
Pardon me?
Premium members in Toronto, will that come up?
You can do Toronto, type in Toronto and do see all results for Toronto. Now this might also show us like Toronto, California, because there's a Toronto there. So I'm seeing like Thornhill, Toronto, North York, Richmond Hill. So you could go this route.
Okay.
The other way is you can search. So this is this Toronto search. So Toronto groups. You could see if there's any sort of special interest groups. No, there's not. There's just this events.
Hey, Len, you can also just join the locations. So you could pick
Yes.
an actual geographic location, and
Right.
then you can join and you can post stuff there and find people.
So here I'll click on St. Paul. So this is the St. Paul's community. You can subscribe to the newsletter, which also gets you into their listing. And then there's the directory. Yeah. Usually the top, they sort of, I don't really know how they rank this. It's sort of by most relevant or most recent. I haven't exactly figured out what their ranking algorithm is. And there's no way to really, maybe they have done a sort. They didn't have a sort feature before. Here it is, yeah. Why isn't this there all the time? Anyway. Sort by relevance. So that would be like who's active, who's got the most recommendations, who's on the platform the most. But newest sometimes helps a lot too, because when you've just joined the network, you're kind of like excited about it. You can, you look forward to those connections and you want to connect with people. So I often also look for who's new on the platform. Send them a welcome message and brief introductions. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. We are at the top of the hour, but if anybody has any more questions, I'm free to stay on.